responded, "She is scared stiff. I consider most us will be cheerful once we never hear the name James Comey again." Yet, similar to a cockroach, he keeps flying up to ruin our day. This time around it needs to do with his suspicious activities amid the race. You'll recall when he created an impression of the country, exonerating Hillary Clinton, regardless of the laws she broke. Presently we realize that he was anticipating pardoning her from the beginning, the evidence be damned. New reports demonstrate it. While the email scandal may appear like old news for a few, regardless it features the shady exercises amid the race. It was clear the Democrats were attempting to take the election from the American individuals. They had their goons in Washington, attempting to pull the strings to keep Hillary from confronting the justice she merited. Via Daily Caller, as the FBI director last year, James Comey began writing drafts of a statement exonerating Hillary Clinton, even before all the witnesses in the investigation, including Clinton herself, were interviewed. The Senate Judiciary Committee received the Comey memos as part of its investigation into his firing by President Trump, which occurred on May 9. The revelation that Comey had begun drafting memos of his exoneration statement comes from transcripts of interviews given last fall by two FBI officials. In a July 5, 2016, press conference, Comey said that he would not recommend charges against Clinton for mishandling classified information despite her use of a private email server as a state secretary. While the transcripts of those interviews are heavily redacted, they indicate that Comey began working on a release clearing Clinton in April or May of last year, before the FBI interviewed 17 witnesses in the case, including Clinton and some of her top aides. While the email scandal may sound like old news for some, it still highlights the shady activities during the election. It was obvious that the Democrats were trying to steal the election from the American people. They had their goons in Washington, trying to pull the strings to prevent Hillary from facing the justice she deserved. Regardless of the way that she broke the law to set up an unlawful email server, at that point lied about what reports she was sending, both the Attorney General and Comey needed to absolve her, in the expectations that she could move toward becoming president. Furthermore, they claim Trump was colluding. This new disclosure will surely prompt more bombshells. Try not to be shocked if more heads will roll. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. The Daily Call. You won't believe what President Trump just took away from Paul Ryan. He's mad as hell. There is little uncertainty that migration will remain a subject of awesome enthusiasm for the duration of President Trump's tenure. Feelings run high on the two sides of the issue, and we are far from any kind of compromise. Truth be told, given the stakes included, it's impossible that any compromise will happen. Some portion of the issue is this is a multifaceted issue. It's not simply a question of compelling those entering the United States to take after our immigration laws. Immigration addresses security in that it's far-fetched that any eventual terrorists will uncover their aims at the border. It additionally addresses the economy in that a few businesses are eager to augment immigration as these individuals regularly take jobs for extremely negligible wages, in this way boosting benefits. At that point, there are the political issues. The individuals who figure out how to get into the nation wrongfully can turn into a rich wellspring of votes if took care of the way the left would incline toward. Warehoused in sanctuary cities, they can be given liberal welfare benefits until such time that a program or other technique tags along to make them vote rights. There ought to be little uncertainty as to which party they can be relied upon to help. However, maybe the most dangerous issue is what can anyone do the individuals who were illicitly brought into the nation by their folks as youthful kids. They have grown up here, and keeping in mind that pure of wrongdoing because of their age when they entered the nation wrongfully, the reality remains that they are foreigners, and consequently subject to deportation. In any event, they were until Mr. Obama issued an executive order making a program called Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA. This empowered these purported dreamers to apply to stay in the U.S. also, keep on holding jobs and enjoy other benefits as though they were here legitimately. President Trump has finished DACA, however in a somewhat bizarre manner. Attorney General Sessions declared that the program is being phased over a 6-month period during which time Congress can address the issue. The left is angry, of course. In any case, what is not all that undeniable is the troublesome position this puts House Speaker Ryan in. Mr. Ryan has not been especially useful in passing President Trump's plan. Truth be told, he has next to no to appear. Presently he has the notorious hot potato with which to fight. Ryan has shown that he has needed to see DACA cancelled and replaced with a bill supporting the Dreamers. President Trump has said that he has a special place in his heart for the Dreamers. So now Mr. Ryan has the issue he, at any rate, asserted that he wanted. In any case, the inquiry stays with reference to whether he can assemble a bill that won't just pass the House, however the Senate too, and get the president's mark. With the president having uncovered nothing about what might need to be in such a bill to get his mark, Mr. Ryan's issues recently deteriorated. Ryan wants the Dreamers to stay, yet to get that going he needs to pass legislation he has no clue the president will sign. Given Speaker Ryan's sad help for a president from his own particular party, the issue couldn't arrive in the lap of a more fitting person. The Trump administration on Tuesday announced the orderly wind-down of the Obama-era program that gave a deportation reprieve to illegal immigrants who came to the United States as children, putting pressure on Congress to come up with a replacement. I do not favor punishing children, most of whom are now adults, for the actions of their parents. But we must also recognize that we are a nation of opportunity because we are a nation of laws, President Trump said, in a lengthy written statement explaining the decision. The Department of Homeland Security formally rescinded the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, known as DACA, with a 6-month delay for current recipients. According to Acting Homeland Security Secretary Elaine Duke, the interval is meant to give Congress time to deliver on appropriate legislative solutions. For all the shouting the liberals are doing, that announcement does not state that President Trump won't sign legislation offering accommodations to the Dreamers. It says Congress should pass legislation to manage the circumstance over a 6-month grace period. However, there's the snag. The possibility of Congress, particularly this one led by Ryan and McConnell, completing anything in a half year is an interesting idea. Indeed, one could be pardoned for trusting that President Trump sent the DACA issue to Congress for the sole reason for giving it the deep six and giving Congress a chance to assume the fault for the program's death. Be that as it may, President Trump has sounded a propitiatory note with respect to DACA and his ability to help congressional endeavors to protect the Dreamers. This is a gradual process, not a sudden phase-out, he said. Permits will not expire for another 6 months, and will remain active for up to 24 months. So, in effect, I'm not going to just cut DACA off, but rather provide a window of opportunity for Congress to finally act. What has occurred here is both the President and the Attorney General have expressed that Mr. Obama's executive order was unconstitutional and prone to be overturned in court as a usurpation of congressional authority. In this way, the President has continued to program briefly until the point that Congress arranges a program for the Dreamers that he will sign. Congress, get ready to do your job, DACA. Trump tweeted Tuesday morning. What that may well mean is that Mr. Ryan has recently been put in the last place anyone would want to be, a president who has become worn out on a House Speaker who can't or won't move the president's plan. This half-year period amid which DACA can proceed while Mr. Ryan endeavors to carry out his occupation implies there is a due date. Also, that has got the opportunity to be something Mr. Ryan detests. What do you think about this? Do not hesitate and write your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for reading. H. T. Fox